Our next guest is an apple expert who has cataloged nearly every variety grown in America in the Apple Lover's Cookbook. And today she's baking a savory pork and apple pie with Cheddar-Sage Crust from her home in Boston. I'm freaking out here. Please say hello to Amy Traverso. Hello, Amy.
Hi, Cameron. How are you?
I'm great. I love your sweater. You had me at Apple Expert. I mean, it's all so good. We've got a lot to do, so I say we dive right in.
Yes.
We start preparing.
Okay.
Okay. What kind of apples are we using?
So we're using a mixture of firm sweet and firm tart apples. So I've got some Pink Ladies and some Granny Smiths, which you can get at any supermarket. And these are great because they bring a couple of different flavors, but they stay firm and they don't melt when you cook them. So I've got these. I've been cooking them over medium-low heat, just to soften them.
Okay,
and
great.
That's just going to get them ready for baking. So these are done. So I'm gonna swap this out.
Look how beautiful that looks already.
We're going to make our other filling, which is a pork filling. So this is a pork and apple pie. It's kind of inspired by British pork and apple pies you might see at a pub, and they're kind of sweet and savory at the same time.
Yes.
So I've got some pork here.
Look at all those spices.
Yeah, a lot of apple slices.
Great.
And then, so I'm gonna cook my pork now with some warm spices. So I've got some cloves, some cinnamon,
beautiful,
some allspice ginger, and
Amy,
a little bit of brown sugar and salt.
I did see a lot of apple slices, but I was admiring the spices, not the slices. In case. Oh, it's okay. No, you have. It looks amazing there. Okay, so you mix.
It's a little bit of like a mincemeat vibe to the pie.
I'm with you.
It's not super sweet, but it's got a little bit of that warmth and a tiny bit of sweetness. So what we do here is we cook this down.
Gotcha.
And it'll turn brown and cook through. And then once this is cooked, I'm going to transfer it with the breadcrumbs into my food processor so that I can pulse it 5 times just to kind of break it down. You don't want big chunks of meat here. You want a really fine, almost sandy texture.
Fantastic.
So let's do that.
Okay, you swap that out. Sounds so yummy. I can't wait. Okay. Now you got it all pulsed.
It's such a nice texture. It's such a great pie, and it's really great for both. For like a brunch, if you did kind of a housewarming, you can sit it out, on a buffet. It's great for that.
Oh my goodness! Now you've got this crust, and people are really freaking out about this.
I love this crust. It's an all butter crust, and what makes it so good is it bakes up almost like a puff pastry. It's not quite that puffy, but it really has so many flakes, and it's because you work the butter in with your fingers like this, and it creates all these little flakes, and then you add cheddar. I use orange cheddar so I can see it.
Yeah,
that's pretty clear.
I see those flakes in there.
And some dried sage. So
beautiful.
It looks just gorgeous. So we're gonna put our ground pork mixture now into the bottom of the pie. That's the first layer. But what you do then is you kind of smooth it out with a spatula.
Okay.
You want to get it to a nice, tightly packed layer.
This is such a good, hearty meal. I mean, it's amazing. And then you layer the apples right on top of that, right?
Exactly. You can honestly just pile them on if you want. You're not going to really see it because they're under the crust. So you can honestly just kind of pour the apples in there.
There you go.
If you want to be fancy, you can do concentric circles, but there's really no need.
And I know I've got you running here a little bit because you're moving so quickly for us, which we appreciate, and it looks so good. But you've got a great technique to get the top crust onto the pie from from your table or your tabletop, your countertop, without ruining it, right?
So, yes, perfect. So you've got that here. Do you have your crust roll that I can see?
Yeah.
So then you roll the crust up over your rolling pin like this. And so it's such a nice clean way. And then you just unroll it.
So close.
Onto your pie.
Oh, you didn't see me. I kind of messed it up.
Uh-oh.
I got it though.
Looking at mine.
Oh my goodness, I saved it somehow. I don't even know how I saved that.
Good job.
Wow.
Look at you. Great job.
There we go.
That's perfect.
Now, Amy.
Okay, so now we've got these 2 layers, and I'm feeling them.
Yeah.
So they feel great, and now we need to kind of seal them, and we do that by rolling the bottom up over the top. So I'm rolling them together, and I'm just bringing the bottom crust up and over and making
the top. Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
And
I
I'm
do
going to
now.
go real fast here, but you can take your time to make it look extra pretty if you want to.
I think mine looks pretty darn good.
It looks really good. So I'm going to just quickly show you. If you want to crimp, the way I like to do it is I just push my index finger between these two fingers, and then I go all the way around the pie. But to save time, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you. The next step would be to cut a couple of steam vents in the top of the pie.
There we go.
Come out. And then you can brush your pie with an egg wash. That makes it really pretty, very shiny. Are you going to brush yours?
I am indeed. I almost forgot. I got to be honest.
It's really worth it for the beauty. Now, I'm doing this quick and rough and rustic, but if you wanted to take your time, you can get a very, very pretty result.
And then you've got
we
some.
want to get through this and show people the whole process.
Lovely, and some fresh sage goes on top as well before you put it in the oven.
So you can put some sage leaves and just press them into that egg wash, and they'll stick, and they'll look very, very pretty.
Okay, now as you're doing that, and you're going to put it in the oven, you'll tell us 425 for 10 minutes. 375 for another 45 minutes. But I really want to hear about these new apples that we can look forward to seeing in the grocery stores coming up.
So there are so many new apples coming to market really quickly, all at once. You've probably seen the Cosmic Crisp. That's like the really hot apple right now. It literally will keep in your refrigerator for a year. It's a sweet, firm apple, so it's great in pies. It's great to eat fresh. There's the opal apple, which is this gorgeous gold. It looks like something out of like Greek mythology or something. Just beautiful, sweet, kind of mildly tart. There's sweet tango. It's got that like very, very juicy, crisp, textured flesh and a lot of acidity, but a lot of honey sweetness. That's what people are looking for right now, and so that's what the breeders are giving us, and they're really good.
Amy, you're amazing, and I just want everybody to look at this. This is absolutely spectacular. I can't wait to take a bite of this. Amy, thank you so much. For more information, to get to know your apples, by the way, with Amy, go to her website, amytraverso.com, and make sure you grab this amazing, delicious recipe at hallmarkchannel.com, everybody. Thank you, Amy.